Turn 10.
Gents, we're ready to start the post-race press conference. Thank you very much. The last race of Motogp 2020 is done, and Miguel Oliveira winning here at home ahead of Jack Miller and Franco Morbidelli. Miguel, many congratulations. We could see how emotional you were at the end of the race here today. Where does this rank for you in comparison to the win in Styria? And tell us about the race as well, because it was perfect for you, but it must have been quite long.
Yes, long. That would describe it well. I had different emotion because in Austria it was a last lap overtake, yeah, and you know, I was there in the podium, but the emotion is different. It was a lot of adrenaline, and here there was no battle. I start first and finish first. And was about managing the emotion throughout the race, and be able to do it. It's quite nice.
Miguel, you disappeared off so early at the start of the race. From the moment the lights went out, turn one in front, that was obviously plan A. Were you actually surprised yourself at how much of a lead you had built in the early stages?
I didn't want to look at the board for the first like 3 laps. I just wanted to be able to do my pace and my lines. And try to see if anyone would go for a lunge on the inside or something like that. I start already in my first lap was a 40.0, and I thought that would be a good reference to see how much further I could go, how much faster and how much slower. And then I had 1.5 second lead. And from that point on, I just tried to extend it little by little and get to the last 10 laps with a little bit of gap to manage.
And Miguel, it's a tale of what might have been for so many riders, for all 3 riders on stage here, for you as well, after a couple of races this year. You finished 9th in the championship, but only 14 points down on Alex Rins in 3rd. So I asked you yesterday to rate your season. Yeah, 14 points away from 3rd. So how would you analyse it now after that win?
No, it's a quite close championship. You know, I think this season we have seen a different kind of format of races, but also a different kind of competitiveness in terms of riders and also teams. So you could see now a factory and the satellite teams winning races, being on the podium. And it becomes a lot more unpredictable to manage the race weekend. So one thing is for sure, you need to be on your best every time. And I predict that next year is going to be even harder to stand out and be the leader. But I can be wrong, you know. I think that's only my guess.
Miguel, congratulations. Brilliant job today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Second place today, Jack Miller, Pramac Ducati, your final race in Pramac colours. Sadly, not quite the win I'm sure you'd have been hoping for, but you did get a bit of personal revenge on Franco for the race last week. Tell us about your race, Jack, and how you felt about lining that one up on the last lap.
Yeah, well, it felt like last weekend all over again. Deja vu. I think I followed him 60 laps in a row, including last weekend and this weekend. I've got a clear visual of his back end when I close my eyes, that's for certain. But no, I mean, you touched on it earlier. Thinking of what could have been this season. I mean, I finished 7 points off 3rd with 4 DNFs. 1 I crashed. So, you know, for sure. A little ticked off about that, but as I think everybody is this year, you know, when you made the mistakes, as everyone has this year. I mean, if you look at the points, but to be able to get the Constructors' Championship for Ducati, it's a massive honour and pleasure for me. I'll take that. in a year like this, we'll take what we can get. So no victory just yet, but we're getting there.
Jack, you just mentioned to Matt in the TV set that you've come of age in your time at Pramac Ducati. Certainly a very different gentleman sat in front of us to the one that was first arriving in MotoGP. How much confidence does this give you now going into the factory team, and how much are you going to miss the Pramac guys?
I mean, as I've said it over and over again, but I can't thank Paolo Campanotti and Francesco Guidotti, all the guys over there at Pramac, for what they've done for me these last 3 years. You know, first of all, I've never in my whole career ever been in a team for more than, Mark Vidias was the longest, and that was two years. And apart from that, everyone else has been 1 year. So to be with these guys for 3 years, feels like a lifetime. But no, the lessons they've taught me, both on and off track, in life, and then on track as well, you know, with racing and whatnot. They're life lessons that I'll never forget. So I'm forever grateful to those guys for this and for what they've done for me, because, you know, when I arrived there, I was a bit of a question mark, let's say, and I feel like we've proved a few people wrong and closed a few mouths along the way, and hopefully we can just keep that ball rolling.
Jack, thanks very much. Have a good winter back down under. Third place in the race, and now second in the World Championship confirmed, is Franco Morbidelli. Franco, congratulations on another podium. I'm sure it's always a little bit hard when you lose a place on the last lap, but all said and done, the job was done.
Yeah. I'm more happy about the second place in the championship than the place lost at last lap. Jack was very good, very strong, especially at the end, and he was stronger than me. He was clever. He was able to overtake me, and he didn't give me the chance to retaliate. So yeah, huge congratulations to him and also to Miguel, which was untouchable today. I tried in the beginning just to see if I was able to stay close to him, but I wasn't. I realized in the beginning quite soon that I wasn't able to stay with him. And then, yeah, I tried to push at 200%, try to risk a lot anyway, because I wanted to make a podium finish in this last race of the championship. And finally we did it. Huge congratulations to the team. Huge thanks to Yamaha as well, which supplied me with a good package. Even though I can't hide that I was feeling maybe the fourth strength this year, in the beginning of the year, we were able to exploit the maximum from what we had, and actually it came out very good, very well. We did a very good job, and it's definitely a year I'm gonna remember, and it's definitely a year where I learned a lot, and I learned that putting work pays off, and putting a lot of work pays off. So I'm really happy now. I just want to relax, enjoy, and get well prepared for next year.
And Franco, just lastly, before we let you go, 3 podiums in the last 4 races, 2 of them are victories. How different is the Franco Morbidelli that will start next year compared to the Franco Morbidelli that perhaps started this season?
Well, I will have more knowledge about myself. I will have more self-trust, and I will have more expectations, because we know what we can do, and we know what we can do when the things are at its place. So for sure next year is going to be an important year for us, and it's going to be an interesting year. But after all, we are satellite riders. I will be a satellite rider, so I will have expectation, but not too much, because I will be anyway a satellite rider.
Well, Frankie, thank you very much. Great season for you. Gentlemen, all of you, thank you very much for a fantastic 2020. That's it from me. Time to move over to questions from members of the media.
Hi, hello everyone. Fábio Fialho from Motorcycle Sports Portugal. I have 2 questions, both for Miguel. Miguel, first of all, congratulations for winning here. It was your first pole position, and you completely dominated your own GP. What message do you want to send to all of the Portuguese that couldn't celebrate with you today in Portimao? And also, After 2 years at Tech 3, you will move to KTM, and as you told today, you will have the tools to fight for more victories. What do you think that can be different besides fighting for victories next year? Thank you.
The message is thank you to everyone who has been watching at home. It was nice to have this win in a home GP. Very grateful to be able to provide this win for all the Portuguese fans, and that's pretty much what I have to say. About the step next year, you know, it's a step that I fought hard for, and I know, and I repeat again, that it will not be easier, but at the same time, the difference is clear, is that we have more people working on the bike and more people working in small details, and that's what I will have next season. It doesn't mean it's easier, it will be harder, but it can help me to achieve better results at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, Thomas Beaujard from Motojournal in France. One question for you, Miguel. In which way did Guy Coulon and Alex Meran contributed to your performance today? Because it was quite impressive in terms of pace. Thank you.
You know, the normal contribute, I would say it was a pretty normal GP in terms of setup and approach. Just with a special feeling because it was a home GP for me, and the team took it very personal, and they wanted to do very good as well. I guess we came with the little advantage that I knew the track, and especially in FP1 I could provide them with maybe better information, and that was it. They contribute not only from Alex and Guy were important, but from all the KTM structure that are behind us, and the whole team, from mechanics to the tire guy. Everyone is important as always, and they are all a part of this success.
Obrigado.
Hi guys, Lewis Duncan from Autosport. I have a question for Franco. I think you said in Parc Fermé that you felt that maybe at the start of the year people kind of underestimated you a bit. So aside from all the wins and finishing runner-up in the championship, is your proudest achievement this year that you've sort of proven to the world that you are a proper, fully fledged MotoGP rider, not to be underestimated?
Yeah, I don't feel underestimated. I just know that in Yamaha there are three strong riders, and the choice to whom give what is very difficult, because all the riders in Yamaha are very strong. So I didn't feel underestimated. I just had the lowest maybe rate in between inside Yamaha's understanding, let's say. And yeah, I hope that this championship will make my rate and level grow inside Yamaha's judgment. That's what I hope. But I didn't feel underestimated. No, I didn't feel underestimated. It's just that in Yamaha there is a great rivalry and a great level between the riders. All riders in Yamaha are super strong. Vale has a huge experience and is super good in riding and setting up the bike. Fabio is super fast, and Maverick as well is super fast. So it's a great battle between the riders, because these riders are very strong. So I didn't feel underestimated. I just felt, yeah, maybe the last one, but that's okay.
Thanks, Frankie. Have a nice winter.
Thank you.
Hi, David Abbott from Motor Matters. A question for all three riders. This win reminded me a bit of Nicky Hayden's win at Laguna Seca in 2005, where the local knowledge was really important because Nicky Hayden finished first, Colin Edwards finished second. How much of a role was that? Do each of you think of that? Because Miguel had fantastic pace, and was that due to local knowledge, or was that just he had everything, all his ducks in a row, everything in line this weekend? Thank you.
Was for all three.
Yes, I agree that I had a different kind of knowledge of this track, especially with riding with the wind. But I cannot really say how much of advantage it is, because we had such a long time for practice in Friday. The bike is so different from a standard super bike, and just the way of riding is so different. Then I cannot really tell if the experience. You know, Franco raced here a lot of years ago, and he's on the podium. Jack didn't race here at all. He just done a couple of laps in October, and other riders, you know, guys with a lot of experience here finished in the back, and the guys who didn't know the track at all finished on the front. So I would say it was a normal kind of GP in terms of who was there or who wasn't.
Nah, I think there was some corruption, because the guy who gave me my trophy, I even said to Miguel on the podium, he was giving me my trophy, he was wearing an Oliveira shirt, and I just felt cut. I don't mean that at all. He rode an amazing race. I think like anybody, you get this aura about you at your home Grand Prix. I know I've been nowhere all season, and then when it comes to Phillip Island, be leading the first 5-6 laps, but that's about it, you know. He was a little bit more solid than me, and he was able to go away, but nah, I think home Grand Prix, for sure, having some track knowledge helps, but like he said, Petrucci's raced here, Cal has raced here, guys like that have raced here many times, and I've never been here before except for on my Panigale, so it was okay.
Yeah, I ride in Misano with the R1, and then I ride there with the Motogp, and it's a completely different matter, and it's a completely different world. And I think it's the same for Miguel. He raced here in 2016. I watched that race. And also, I don't know if he rides here, but anyway, he's been riding here with Stock's bike or whatever, a completely different bike compared to a MotoGP. So I know that even the same track with a super bike and a MotoGP is a different sport, and it's a different way, and you need to completely readapt yourself and completely reset yourself. So he just did an unbelievable job in working well this weekend, and he set it up the bike well. I could see that in the 2 laps that I stayed behind him, and he just was the best rider this weekend and today. So huge congratulations to him. But I think that him knowing the track didn't count too much. He was just the strongest today.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good winter.
Hello guys, this is Shivang from AutoX Magazine. I'm based out of India. This is my first time, so hello to all of you. So my question, I have 2 questions. First one is to Franco. Considering that given your performance, the last few races you've been winning, you are the most consistent Yamaha rider out there. So what do you think is the problem with the factory guys? I mean, in the sense, even Fabio started off really well, but his performance dipped. But if you check yourself, you've been consistent throughout. So is it something, what do you see as a rider, as a satellite rider, what do you see as a problem with the factory Yamaha right now? And my second question is to Miguel and Miller. So basically, you guys are moving from satellite squad to factory teams now. And if you check this season, 2020, all the satellite teams have outperformed factory boys. So do you think it's the right move, or what are you looking forward? So these two are my questions.
Who answer first? I always thought that during a championship, the previous year's bike or the hybrid, as my one is, anyway, a bike that you know better and you know better from last year, from the previous year, would start better and then go down throughout all year, and then the factories would come up. But actually this year, it happened the other way around. It looked like in the beginning of the year, the factories were the strongest ones, and they did a wonderful job. Fabio won 2 races, and it was really strong in the beginning of the year, and then they went down and down, and we came up. And I think that the difference was in the work we've put in. I can assure you that we've been working a lot, and we've been trying to sort out many things, and we've been trying to put under control many things, and this comes from my crew. They did a wonderful job. That's my thought about what you're saying. But I cannot be sure about this because I didn't ride the new bike, so I cannot tell the problems that they have, and I cannot understand the problems that they have because I'm not in their shoes.
Yeah, regarding the move from a satellite to a factory team, as I said before, I don't see it as something easier because nowadays the bikes are the same in between factories and teams. So it means that I would have to manage more things at the same time. But I feel also that the human capacity of a factory team is a little bit higher, and so I think the move is kind of a necessary one if you want to be on the top.
Plus the money is better.
The what?
Money.
That's your case.
It's not my case, but at least in theory it should be.
Yeah, it should be better, yes. Traveling is better.
Hello, Diogo Sor from Motorcycle Sports. Question to Miguel and to Jack. Miguel, as you said, there are a few differences between the Tech 3 KTM and the KTM factory. You closed this season with as the best rider in terms of wins with KTM. How does it make you feel like with this? And Jack, what you are going to miss more about Cal?
Cal.
To finish with 2 wins is nice. Paul has, he got more 3rd places, more podiums in difficult races, and he has managed that really well. In races where I finished close, but not enough to be on the podium. So I think that's the most, not negative, but makes me think that maybe we could have done a little bit better. That's it.
About Cal. For sure, I think the biggest thing I'm going to miss the most is, like, most nights we have like a debrief in his motorhome, and basically we just sit there and talk rubbish for about 2 hours. When Lucy was here, it used to be a lot more tame. We used to just play Uno and stuff like that. Now we just sit there and talk absolute rubbish. But I mean, he's been a great great friend, great influence on me since we became teammates. There's not many guys that you can take out at their home Grand Prix and they're still your friends, so I appreciate him a lot, you know, because that day was pretty heavy. But I mean, he's a great guy, and I really, really, really look forward to seeing him into the future, becoming the awesome parent he already is and will continue to be, and never know, hopefully growing his family even bigger.
Yeah, hi, Adam Wheeler from On Track Off Road. A question for Jack. You know, you made the last move, well, on the last lap to take second place, but what's your opinion of the track? I mean, was it pretty tough for passing? Was it one of those places that's nicer to ride rather than race? You know, would it be a benefit to come back here again next year?
I just finished saying to the boys, how good is it to be at a track for the last race of the year and not be freezing cold, not be raining. You know, it's beautiful outside. We're wearing T-shirts. I rocked up to the paddock on Thursday wearing a T-shirt. I think we should finish here every year. And the track itself is tough to pass, especially today with a little bit of tailwind. It sort of made it harder to pass. And I kind of wanted to pass Frankie a little earlier, but a lot of the corners you're sort of braking on the angle, and the closing speed's a lot more than you expect. So then you sort of have to run the bike a little wider and you lose a little bit on the exit. So I was yo-yoing there for a bit, and then I thought I'll just wait for the last lap. But no, the track itself, it is hard to pass, but also the sun. At the end of the race, I was starting to stress a little bit because I saw like +7 seconds on my board. And I thought that was to Miguel. And then I'm braking into turn one. I have Frankie in front of me, and I could see shadows of another guy, sort of, it looked like another guy. I guess it must have been my own shadow, but I could see him sort of coming up the inside, and I was that close to Frankie, I could hear another motorbike. I wasn't sure if it was his or a KTM. I thought it was Pole. So I started stressing a lot, and then I looked behind maybe second last lap, and I noticed we were alone, but I probably spent about 5 laps just absolutely blocking the inside every corner, trying to protect third. But no, it's been an amazing weekend. I think everyone's enjoyed a lot.
Hi guys, this is Frank Weying from Eurosport Netherlands. First of all, I would like to thank you all very much for attending these Zoom debriefs for all of us journalists who couldn't be on site. It's been a big help. My question is to all three of you. When the season started, what did you think was going to be possible in 2020? Thank you.
Well, for me, I think it was a mixed emotions because I came from an injury and I didn't rode the last few races. So for me, it was just starting off quiet, gain experience, and gain a couple of kilometers on the bike. And that was it. That was really my expectation. And then throughout the races, see what I could do a little bit better.
He was gaining experience and stuff like that. I was more focused on losing kilos. You know, I'd been sitting there in Australia riding motocross, working on my farm. So I remember right before I was about to take my flight back to Europe, when it looked like everything was going to go on, and Guidotti sent me a photo, and I was wearing motocross clothes, and my belly was hanging over the front of my motocross clothes. He started to get a little nervous, so then I had to go into training camp. But to be honest, I never really knew, because you know, you go into training camp previous to going to Malaysia, and everything was really good, and you go through all the stress of testing and then getting ready to go to Qatar, and it was kind of a letdown when we didn't get to go to Qatar. So you kind of, it almost felt like I crashed out or something like that. It was like a low moment. Went home, was able to relax, focus on the things that I really enjoy, and work out what was really important to me, and then come back with a really fresh mindset. It was I think for me, the break was necessary. I needed this. It was the most time I spent at home in 10 years, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I was hoping to make some podiums. That was I was aiming for. I wanted to. I was close to them. I was close to it last year, and I felt that I deserved it, and I didn't get it, and that's what I was hoping for this year. And thankfully, the results outweighed my expectations.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, question for all of you guys. It's not often that we have 3 satellite riders on the podium. According to Thomas Mosselino, our official statistician, the last time was in 2004 in Qatar. So, quick question. Do you think that in the next future it could be possible to have a satellite rider world champion?
That's for...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. I mean, it's the format of things, you know, and it really depends on how constructors build the bikes and build the business around the teams. It is possible to have same material provided to a factory team and to a satellite team, and then it's up to the rider to do their job. And of course, it's not a surprise that maybe in the future we could have a satellite team world champion, but it really depends on how the teams itself, they approach everything. And I don't see a reason why at this moment satellite teams cannot perform better than factory teams, especially next year, where we will not have major developments on bikes, and that you know, the experience gained this year is going to pay off and really fine-tune little things to be able to perform better next season.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be through quite a few eras of the satellite team, let's say. From coming in with the open Honda back in the day, and then I was the one that broke the record, what was it, 10 years? Broke the drought, let's say. 10 years, and then to sit here today with 3 of us on the podium, you wouldn't have dreamed about it, you know? But like Miguel said, I think it's kind of a constant thing, you know? First of all, it was Honda with Cal, you know, giving him the factory equipment in the satellite garage. Then it was Ducati with Danilo and Scott. They had this thing, and then the winner of the championship between the 2 of them got the factory bike for next year. And every manufacturer's kind of stepped up their support for the satellite teams, and now you see we have 3 guys up here on the podium, all of us non-factory teams, and it's amazing to see, you know, how far Motogp has grown since I've only been here, since 5 years. So it's great to see, and I hope in the future we can have more, because it's great to see guys coming in their rookie seasons. I mean, Frankie has been in the same position as me on old equipment, trying to do the best you can do. And then now when you get a little bit more support, you know, the more results come we've had to build. Whereas other guys, you see them come in from Moto2 and immediately be fast with great support. So it's great to see that, you know, to not have to take these 3 or 4 years to work your way up in terms of equipment.
Yeah, I think it's better for the show as well, and it helps the natural growing up of the level process of the whole championship. You know, when the factory riders are just above the satellite riders, technically they might sit down on that and they might relax on that, while right now the situation is in MotoGP is that the factory riders are always and consistently trying to get their wheels in front of the satellite riders, and the satellite riders are consistently trying to show their potential to the factory guys, and that's a thing that I think that helps the growing up the growth of the level and the growth of everything in MotoGP. Riders will train better, will focus more, will care about details more, just because the competitiveness of the championship is more.
I agree with that, Fred. I agree with that.
Hello, good afternoon to all. Congrats to the three. I'm from Agência Lusa, Portugal. Miguel, congratulations. What do you think it could be your final result this championship if there was not that two races where you were put down by other riders? And what are your expectations for next year? Thank you.
I don't know. I finished 14 points from third, and obviously now it's very easy to look back and say if I hadn't crashed here or there, or that's not what a championship analysis is about. We need to make the most out of every race. The race we crash is unfortunate, but we need to look forward to the next ones. And going into next year, the expectation, I am optimistic. I don't know what is a real achievable goal, but I will have a new adventure in my hands, which is adapt to a new team, and hopefully can fight more often for podiums.
Hi, Tommy from Sport 5 from Israel. We really enjoyed the season, and we didn't know what would happen on Sunday, each round. I wanted to know from each one of you if you actually enjoyed the season and you will look at it fondly when you look back. I don't think Oliveira here did anything.
No, we were focusing on, I was just looking at his suit, and he has the circuit name.
Yeah.
On his personal sponsors there, and I pointed at him and I said, corruption. And he was laughing, and then he pointed out, mail on his helmet. The ducks are adding up, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, Tammy, continue.
Thank you. I just wanted to know if you actually enjoyed the season and this unpredictable season that we had. Just if you had fun. If you would look at it and say that was a good season.
Yeah, I have to say it's a privilege. It is a good season because we were sitting down at home after Qatar was cancelled, and week by week the scenario was getting worse and worse, and we couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything was getting cancelled, and Dorna had done a good job and an incredible one, because to come up with the championship in this kind of format, of course, is not ideal, but it's what we have, and just to be able to do our jobs, it's amazing, because at this moment there are people a lot worse than us.
Like Miguel said, I think for all of us, the most important thing for us is to race motorcycles. That's what we were, I feel, put on this earth to do. And, like he said, sitting at home, twiddling your thumbs, waiting to see, and the conditions getting worse and worse. I think the Dorna staff, the IRTA staff, everybody involved has done an absolutely phenomenal job, not only to get us going, but to keep us going, because there's been a lot of speculation and whatnot from the outside, and to keep us going, keep us to get all these rounds in. They've done a fantastic job. For sure, it's been difficult as a rider to do so many races back to back, but on the other side of it, we embrace this challenge. It's been a different style of season, and we've enjoyed a lot, I think.
Yeah, me also, I enjoyed a lot. Hell yes. I have to say that also the whole season, I mean also Moto3, Moto2, I was watching Moto3 and Moto2 and was nervous as hell for Moto3. Yeah, I was so nervous to watch Moto3 and as well Moto2, particularly because I was cheering for Luca, and I was very, very nervous, and I was like, hell, this is nuts, and this means that this season gave a lot of emotion, and not also to me, I hope also to the other followers of MotoGP. So yeah, definitely this was a good season.
I agree with you. I go to get my leathers on today, and honestly, I was sweating, sitting there watching Sam and everybody battling the whole championship, Moto3, Moto2, MotoGP. I think we couldn't ask for more, and you at home also.
Yeah,
surely done. Colin.
Hi, Colin Young, freelancer. Question for Jack. Hi, Jack. Next year, you go to the Ducati factory team. Dovi's leaving. You'll be the most experienced Ducati guy. They're bringing in a bunch of young guys. Do you feel that you're ready to take on that responsibility, that probably be seen as the team leader for Ducati?
Colin, you know me. Look at me. Do I look like I'm ready to lead a group of people? Of course. Of course I do. Nah, I mean, it should be good. I'm excited for the challenge. Yeah, not much to really say. I mean, I got Pecco next to me, but yeah. You say I'm the most experienced, but when are you born?
Me, 95.
Yeah, but when?
January.
Which day?
4th.
Ha!
You?
I'm the youngest on this, up here. I'm the youngest, 18.
You what?
I'm the youngest.
18 January.
Yep, 95. And he's 94.
Yeah, 94.
So I'm actually the youngest. You say I'm the most experienced, but I'm the youngest up here.
True.
I'm an old man in young man's shoes.
Miguel, Jack, Franco,
thank you.
It's been an epic season. Congratulations. Thank you.
You could say I can lead a group of people after 1 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want me to lead you into trouble, follow me. Come on, guys.
Parabéns, cara. Parabéns. Estou muito feliz para você.
Obrigado, para ti também.
Vai rápido.
Yeah, bring the Prosecco in because I felt myself getting better.